Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. It feels very quiet. My game audio is on, but it's just not playing music for some reason. Anyways, last time was a few days ago. I ended up missing a couple of days. We were working on upgrading all of our Draconic gear. So our bow and our armor are now up to chaotic tier. They have some chaotic upgrades, although it is very expensive to continue upgrading from here. I'm going to need to go kill more dragons to get the gear any stronger than this, but I don't know if I'm going to have to, because right now the Draconic Dragon boss is the only one that seems to actually challenge us as far as armor goes. But anyways, that was about it. We killed the Draconic boss again, got more Chaos Shards, and got Chaotic tier armor. So now, today, I'm going to break this thing. I say that. I'm going to upgrade this up to tier 4. Or not tier 4. What's the next tier of it? We're going to upgrade the battery because today we are making the Draconic generator. So I don't have many blocks on me. We have plenty of these after I just turned in a bunch and plenty of these. I want to turn this up to tier 3, tier 4, 5. Advanced stabilizers required. I currently have 34 energy stabilizers. This one, if I make 9, I got some for free with this. So I just need to make 2 more for this thing, which relatively simple. Let's see, what am I missing? 2 more of these things, which is 2 more Draconic cores. 1, 2, and just going like so, and so. There, and so. There we go. So we now have all the particle generators we're going to need for your tier 5 and upwards. Although I do need to make 1 more set of energy pylons. If I just do like this and this real quick, it's not going to mess with anything, right? They just join the stack and we have 8 of everything. Cool, so more pylons required. Thanks for those. We now have everything we need for tier 5, so it gives us free resources. Everything we need for tier 6, again, free resources. Tier 7, we need 1 more. I really need to grab out 1 more redstone block. It was really that close. Yep, it was really that close. Cool, so it gives us some awakened draconium and some more draconium blocks. Cool. We now need 787 of those and 378 of those. We're a lot farther away on the awakened draconium than I realized, although I do have plenty to go turn into blocks. It's just going to take a little bit. And we're actually nowhere close on the regular draconium. We're like several hundred away. So this isn't happening right now, but we don't really need tier 8. It would just be kind of nice for the infinite storage. Tier 7 should be relatively simple, so let's just run up to here, toggle off that. Toggle up to tier 7, and I believe I should just be able to do assemble core, and it'll automatically take all those blocks away. Automatically build out that, very cool. And then it will finish off with a redstone pretty soon. My phone just went off, or something, I'm not sure what that was. Did I not make this big enough? How big does this have to go? I thought I measured this out fairly well. Okay, yeah, I measured it out perfectly, I think. And then this is 5 here. Okay, so it's gonna get 1 block bigger, I think, on all sides. Maybe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did I get 9 there? Seriously, how big is that supposed to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's going to get 1 block. So it's basically going to be just touching the bottom of that. So it's fine. I did measure it out well enough, I suppose. Anyways, that's not really the matter. Just need to go like so. Ooh, it actually gets a cool new round animation when it's a 3x3 and it's an advanced stabilizer. That's pretty cool. So just finish off with this. And then I'm going to need to replace the inputs in and out for this. And I believe this should get activated and turned into a high-level energy core. Yeah, that's starting to look really, really cool. I might end up having to pull the whole thing up by one block if I want to make it up next level. I think that might end up happening. But anyways, we need these things. For now, I'm just still gonna stick with, I guess I have to put on the glass secondary, so grab out Yuki's assimilator. Grab the glass. It's not like I don't have like millions of extra glass or anything. So there's that, and nope, come on, the hover was a little bit finicky there. This one's a point. Point is in, right? I always forget. Come on. A flux point, a flux plug takes energy out. A flux point removes energy. Okay, so point is into whatever you're clicking. So this should be input, which I believe I do that for. And this should be output, and I believe it still is. Cool. This place is always crowding with zombies. I still need to light it up a bunch. So now this thing can hold 2.14 Tera OP. We're only at Giga right now. I did actually turn off most of the machines by just taking away flex points, because we need to store up a whole bunch of power if we want to start up the generator. 2e to the 9. 2e9. That's a lot, but I don't know if it's enough yet. We'll see. Anyways, time to get over to Reactor, shall we? So we're going to need 4 of these reactor stabilizers. Let's just head on back. I just wanted to upgrade this first. So, farm. I also have no idea where I'm building this reactor. It's apparently just as big as that thing. Maybe a little bit bigger or smaller, I'm not quite sure. Anyways, we upgraded all of these, so we do have all of those that we're going to need. Now, to build the reactor, we need 4 of these things, which requires 4 Draconic energy controllers, 4 chaotic cores, and 4 large... Alright, I'm not mistaken, it is 4 large pieces of... Yeah, 4 large chaos fragments, 4 chaos cores. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. I currently only have 2 of these. I'm gonna need to make 2... Wait, no, that's Draconic tier. This is, yeah, that's chaotic tier, not draconic gear. It's gonna take a bit to get those, but that's not too expensive, I don't think. Let's see. Have it. Have it. Reactor stabilizer frame. That looks relatively simple. It's just wyvern cores. That's again wyvern cores and more draconic cores and just like basic resources. We have everything we need. I'm just going to need to make a bunch of wyvern cores to make recipe pieces and then put all the recipe pieces together. So I guess I should just start by making like 1,000,000 wyvern cores as a default. But before we go ahead and do that, let's start with something else. Draconic Reactor Core, I think we can just do right now. Grab out this, and I'm going to need regulars, and draconium, and I believe I actually already have everything for that. The reactor core itself. That one's actually pretty easy to craft. I would have expected this to be the difficult part. It's just a couple of chaos shards and some basic resources. So there's that. It's just going to take a moment. Then what? We only need 1 of these energy injectors, which I forgot to save the recipe for. A wyvern core and some more of these pieces, which again, not that hard. I just need to make it. I just need to go through the steps to make them. Cool. That's just very cool looking on as a baseline. Fuel's easy. A jumpstart. A reactor can only hold 1 billion OP. And while that may seem like a far number, it won't be for long. When energy saturation reaches 100, it will increase heat a ton, which can lead to meltdown. It will need a bunch of OP to activate, and a flux gate will help limit how much OP comes in and out. Either way, 1 RF equals 1 OP. They need redstone to activate and can both be used both for adding OP and taking OP out. You'll need energy out to meltdown. Try putting it in an energy core. Okay, so we need to make one of these things, and then we need to export power out of this into the giant battery. Cool. Potentiometer, redstone comparator, easy enough. Draconic core, easy. And potentiometer, again, simple enough. It's just a bunch of basic resources and a single draconium dust, which I do still have some of. So yeah, it's basically make some draconic and wyvern cores, go ahead and get all these base resources we need, and then put them all together. So I guess I'll just get like the base pieces we need, and then we'll be back to put it all together and then build the reactor. Okay, so I believe I now have every base material together. Actually, accidentally made one extra reactor stabilizer frame. Thankfully, it's not too expensive, and even if it was, Tombstones does have an item to let you uncraft it as long as you have a soul on a tombstone. So, if we need the extra resources, I can just make another one of those at some point. But anyways, to go ahead and make these things, it's, again, a lot of these recipes we just looked at, chaos cores, all that good stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. How long does it take for each of these? Thankfully, with the chaos creation things, it's super fast now, so I don't end up having to wait at all, really. But with that... Wait, what did I... Oh yeah, I completely forgot to actually save the recipe for this thing. Whoops. And I never... I forgot to go save that recipe, and I forgot to actually get all the stuff we're going to need for it. A curiosity, though. How close am I to just being able to make it with everything in the computer system? One more draconium core, simple enough, although we're running out of resources for those. Redstone comparator, just need 3 redstone torches, or a few redstone torches. Comparator, cool. And that's the wrong thing. Just missing the potentiometer, which is just 3 stone slabs, which again, I just have everything in the computer. Cool. Simple enough. Flux gate acquired, and it's going to give us a free switch, so we don't have to worry about it. And one more of these. That will complete this quest, which won't unlock that yet, but this will be finished in a second as well, which will. 4 of these. Cool. Starting up the reactor thing, it's just more of these blades. And I forgot to grab out some iron. 1, 2. So with this, we now have the energy injector. I'm also going to need to look up how to put this thing together, because apparently it can go boom. And with how high-powered everything in this mod seems to be, I don't trust that this is just a tiny little explosion. This might be like chunk destroying. So we're going to read everything here super carefully. So, stabilizers are what form the containment field, force shield around the reactor core. Once containment shield is down to 0 while reactor is turned on, it will begin a meltdown. All 4 stabilizers need to be a few blocks away, 5 or more, from the core, and need to be around the same axis as the core to work. These are also where you will pipe out OP from the reactor, just not too much. Okay, we actually also need to be very careful with how much power we're bringing out, which means that I should probably have a point in with a very, very specifically set 5 million OP in, 5 million OP out. I don't know. I'm going to be using the flux points things in and out, so we'll be careful with it and we can just sort of gauge how it's going. The injector needs to be on a different side of all the stabilizers and has to share the same axis as the core. This is where OP will need to be pumped in from. To activate and make OP, the energy saturation needs to be raised up a bit. Energy saturation is the stored energy and soon to be made energy. Now, unlimited power! The reactor core is the most important part of the reactor, i.e. the core. Duh. Place it 5 blocks or more from the injector and stabilizers, and you can right-click it to see its GUI here. Right-click it to see its GUI. Here you'll find a few bars, a ball, buttons, and slots. The bars go from left to right: heat, containment field, energy saturation, and fuel conversion. You already learned about the field and energy, and you will learn about the fuel in the next quest. So the heat is pretty important, as when warming up it will raise to 2000 Celsius before being ready to activate. Make sure it doesn't get too high or else meltdown. It's very scary. The ball is the image of your core. Right now I have a bug where the core doesn't have a texture, so I can't explain much. The buttons change the appearance of GUI to activate or shut down the reactor and charge it. Okay. Now, a reactor can only hold 1 billion OP, and while that seems like that, I think I read most of this. It will need 500, yeah. It can hold 1 billion. If it reaches 100%, and heat will increase and then will melt down, of course. Everything is meltdown. You need a bunch of OP to start it, and these are used for taking in and taking out OP. You'll need energy out to not melt down. Try putting it in an energy core. Okay, cool. And then the reactor takes awakened draconium as fuel. Don't worry, it's efficient. Fuel conversion determines when the awakened draconium will change to chaos. It can take only 8 blocks at a time and can only be fueled or refueled when the reactor is shut down. SAS mode helps to make that easier. What is SAS mode? Also, fuel goes in the bottom right slots. Cool. I didn't say anything mention SAS mode, did I? I don't think so. 500 million OP? Check. Fuel, check. Heat at 2000? Check. Just click that melt activate button and pray it doesn't melt down. Okay, so I think it's time to just go put this thing together and get a feel for what it looks like. Also gonna need some extra flux points. I have flux points right now. I think I'm gonna need a flux plug though. Which, is that what this is? No, that's another flux point. Okay, so these things pump power in, but I'm gonna need something to pump power out, so I really need to actually save these recipes. Why do I keep not saving them? Flux plug, flux point. We need a plug. Everything we have right now is a point, which is to say we need more flux blocks, which is more flux cores. 1, 2. Wrong one. Flux block, cool. Flux point, cool. So now we have power, we have ability to pull out power, and we have ability to put in power. And that should do it. I think we have everything we need to put this together. Oh, you can sort of go inside this, and it looks pretty cool, although you're not really supposed to. Okay, yeah, that still looks pretty cool just on the inside. Now, where are we putting this? I mean, obviously it needs to be somewhere around here. Am I clearing out this little hill right here and having it in the back? Sure. I have a feeling if I like put it on top of this, it would look kind of funny. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna like clear out some of this hill and have a big old reactor. I don't know. I didn't plan this far ahead. I didn't even think about the fact that we'd have 2 giant spheres, one for power and one for holding and one for producing. So let me just like clear out some space somewheres and get a setup for this. It's not looking too great right now, but I'm gonna make it look better eventually. I kind of want to just focus on building the reactor first. That's not how I want you to go. Okay, so apparently I have to be careful with how I place this. That just goes like so. Now this thing is going to need power in, which means I should probably set this up on a battery with a... And what I should probably do is set this up with some sort of battery for storing a bunch of power and then have a energy pipe pumping in from there. Do I have any more? Let's see, that's ultra pressurized. Advanced pressurized. Okay, I guess I don't have any more universal cables anymore or any extra batteries. I'll either have to make those or settle for like the 100K that you can get with a normal one. So, you know what? Never mind. Maybe I do just go straight through. Maybe I do just hump this straight in. Here it is. Why are those ones stacking, but the other ones didn't? So now this thing has power going straight into it. I'll try and make that look better eventually. Now 5 blocks away, at least. Let's not build with glass. Glass has something to do with this mod, so dirt's gonna be a lot easier to break. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there can be the center of the core. It's at least 5, right? Place it 5 blocks or more from the injector and stabilizers. So cool, that's going to work. So the core is going to go there. Let's just place it and see what happens. The core goes like so. It does not currently have a model or anything, and also has no, like, animation. Let's see. Maybe it's because it can't actually see this. Maybe if I go like so, something will happen. Nope. Currently the... do this so I can actually keep track of where it is. Right now, nothing is happening though. So like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's going to be here. Go like 7, break that. So now this is where the first of these reactor stabilizers goes. It's currently not doing anything, of course. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Break number 6 and go like so. Nope and no. Cool. That and that. Do the same thing. And I'm going to do... come on. Like so. Grab back out these. And do the same thing on these two sides. I am very scared about this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Break. That. No, what? What sense does that make? There we go. And final one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Break. And so. So 5, 5, 5, 5. Cool. Do that. Break. 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 Oh, here we go. Here's the GUI now. So the Draconic Reactor, core temp 0, containment field strength 0, energy saturation 0, fuel conversion rate 0. So it can take 8 of these blocks. Fuel in. Charge, light theme. Let's go light theme. Status offline. Core temp. Okay. So let's see. A jumpstart can only hold 1 billion OP, and while that may seem like a far number... Okay, so a flux gate. How does the flux gate work? You'll need 500 in... Helps move in and out. So you need a redstone activating in place for both. Let me look this up, because I'm not actually sure. It looks like... Oh, I'm going to need 2 of these, though the thing only tells me to make 1. But I believe if I grab out a different wrench, I can probably rotate it. Configurator, I think, can use to be rotate, and I think this one can be used to rotate. So is this just going to work as intended? Nope, it's not going to let me. Cool. So break this and try to put it in the proper place a couple more times. And you know what? I think... Are you kidding me? I'm going to actually have to get below it. I'm probably going to look up exactly how this works. Because, like, the guide is fine enough for most things, but I am incredibly scared for this thing going wrong. So I want extra documentation. How does that work? Why is it going down now? Okay, so I found another guide that explains things a little bit better. Okay, so we have this set up. We now have a flux point that will provide power to a flux gate, which is always on with a lever, and that will provide power into the injector here. Cool. Now we also have a second one, again always powered on, that will pump power into a flux plug. This one is currently set to 10 million. It was supposed to be 10 million, and I set it to 1 apparently. So we'll always take in 2 million and take out 10 million. Those were the baseline numbers that said you need about this. So for now, I'll just set it to that. So we now put... Oh yeah, I guess there is an invisible block there, and we're sort of getting pushed out of the way. So if we click on here, charge should now start letting power go in and turn this into fuel. I think. Provide it with fuel, hit charge, and provide it with energy from all that stuff. Charge, warming up, so it will slowly start redstone mode SAS, self-automated, semi-automated shutdown. When enabled, the reactor will automatically initiate shutdown when the temperature drops below a certain amount and saturation reaches 99%. This can be used to automatically shut down your reactor in the event of a malfunction, or just when it needs to be refueled. Turn that on, please. Redstone mode, configure the comparator output for that, cool. So it's in warm-up mode. Energy saturation, fuel conversion, energy containment field. Hold on, this isn't actually taking any RF. I did pump in the right one, right? This has a bunch stored up. This should be outputting energy. Let's see. Energy gets output from here and goes through here. Let's bypass your limit. So now this should start going down. No? Redstone signal high, apply. This thing's not getting energy, but I don't know why. It's on the right network. The power's going through there. This thing's storing energy. Input energy here. Output energy here. Input. Yeah, this is inputting into the system, which is going somewhere. This is inputting into here. Flux points, input power. This should be inputting power from the network and putting... Why? Yeah, it's not inputting power. Explain why, please. 1 second. Troubleshooting time. Okay, I see. I see what I was doing wrong. Do this. I don't need to have it set up with a... I went and got the all universal pipes to try and do that instead. But I figured it out. You actually need to... I did not understand what I was looking at, why this had like those redstone things. Cool, that made no sense why you placed it there, but okay. Come on, let me... There we go, cool. So now power is pumping in. This pumps in 2 million... This is not actually the right one. 2 million. Cool. 2 million RF gets transferred from this thing into this, which, since it has a redstone signal, will transfer 2 million RF into this. That brings the containment field up to 50% strength. I wish we could see it, but can't. Core temp's a little bit over 2,000. Energy saturation 50%. Fuel conversion rate 0%. We should have a really cool animation. Too bad we don't, because for whatever reason it's broken. That's so cool. This I want to set to 10 million. That's what I was warned, 10 million RF. So, also, apparently the core is now way bigger than it appears. Like, you can see me try and get close and I get pushed away. Apparently it should mean there should be a giant sphere taking up the whole 10 by 10 space. Before we continue, I'm gonna look up to see if there's a fix to not being able to see the core, but I doubt it. There is a secondary resource pack you can choose from this mod for, let's see, Draconic Evolution 2D here. Apparently that's a fix to where, for instance, if I have the chaotic bow in the hotbar, the only thing you can see is the string. That fixes that problem, but it doesn't fix any other problems. I did test it. So maybe there is another fix to it. So before we turn it on, I would love to be able to see it. Yep, it's a missing texture problem. So there's no fixing it. We're not going to be able to see it. That's very sad, though. I really wanted a thumbnail of this thing, but I believe we're good to turn it on and hopefully not melt down. So, yeah, it's staying at 2,000. We should have enough power into it. 500 million. We still have plenty left over. Let me go back to that thing I was reading and scroll down to where it says actually starting the thing. It's built, containment, it holds your reactor together, it goes to 0, the reactor will have a meltdown. The higher, the more energy does it need. So the higher this is, the more energy needs to be pumped in. But if it hits 0, then the whole thing goes boom. So we want to be able to pump in some power, but hopefully you want your power to pay for itself. This is energy that's stored in there. If the reactor saturation reaches 100%, the reactor puts the overflowing energy into heat and will probably melt down. Okay, so we don't want that to go to 100%. Although, apparently, you want more heat to produce more power, so you want to keep that a little bit higher than 50. 100% is bad. 50% is average. You want it to be running somewhere in here for the most power. Fuel conversion level, let's see. Remaining fuel, or better, the awakened draconium that is not already turned to chaos. The higher the conversion level, the lower the fuel level, but you don't always want a high fuel level. Why? Because the higher the chaos in the reactor, the more efficient it is, and the higher the possible generation of FE. But if you run out of fuel, the conversion level does not matter, so you also have to balance fuel and conversion level. I'm not entirely sure what that means yet. I think we're good to turn it on. It has an emergency shut-off thing on right now, and we're right here keeping an eye on it, so hopefully we can react in time if it starts reaching like 8,000 Cs and about to go boom. So let's activate it. I clicked the button and it didn't happen immediately. Energy saturation is scaring me. Energy saturation is really scaring me. Stop, 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 stop. If it reaches 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shut it down. Shut it down. It didn't shut 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 down. Lower the flow rate. Lower the flow rate. Ooh, that was scary. Core temp was rising. It's now cooling down mode. It's producing 35,000 opiatic fuel inputs. That energy saturation scares me. Let's see. Containment fields at running there. If I charge this up, it will warm back up to 2,000. We now should be pumping in way less energy than we're producing. Let's try running it. Okay, so energy saturation is slowly going down. I can start evening that out. Containment field strength, so we're going to be producing less power. Wait, did I turn it off? Oh, I turned it back off on accident. Whoops. Activate. Cooling down. Okay, so it's just not staying activated anymore. Yeah, I appear to have broken it, and it will now no longer turn back on. Let me let this thing cool down all the way, and then start from scratch, I think, because... yeah, I messed this up a bit. I guess I've got to wait for the whole shutdown process before I can return it on. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we go. Fuel in. Used up a single nugget with that, with those little tests there. So that's still decent. Let's just start it back up. That number still scares me right there, that energy saturation. We're still only pumping in 200,000 a tick, right? Yeah, and we should be pumping out 10 million. So that should be fine. I'll have to keep an eye on it when it's actually turned on. The fact that that is running so close to 100%, it's so... yeah. I'm very scared of this. Can I get like a thumbnail of that? I wish I could toggle off the FTB stuff for just a moment. I probably could, but I don't know how to turn it back on. So yeah, I guess I'll just crop off some of this. But Draconic Reactor, there we go. Turn that off. I mean, that's probably the thumbnail. It's not really what I wanted. Like, I wanted an actual picture of the thing, but that's as close as we're gonna get. Let's activate it. Cooling down, energy saturation immediately goes up. How do I get energy out of this thing? Because I now have to wait for the cooldown mode all the way again after waiting all that long. I I don't know. We're pumping in almost 0 power in comparison to how much we're supposed to be pumping out. This doesn't... It's pumping out some amount of power. You can see that the flux plug... Wait, flux plug? Flux point, flux plug. Yes, correct. So yeah, we should be pumping out way more power than we're... Yeah, we should be pumping out way more power than we're putting in, but energy saturation just isn't going down any more than that. I can't turn the thing back on. 1 second, back to the internet, because that's not explained anywheres on how to fix this super well, is it? They need redstone to activate and can be used for both adding OP and taking OP. They'll need energy to not melt down. Hold on, what if I just do this? Energy, redstone signal low. It's now 0 energy is now going in. Let's just attempt this real quick and then we'll see when I can start it up again. Okay, so cooldown. It stopped making noises, so I assumed the cooldown was done, but nope, we still have like another 600 to go. These things just stopped spinning. That's what I thought was the whole thing shutting down. See you in another moment. Okay, so we can start the machine back up. I found at least part of the problem again. This battery wasn't actually inputting anything, or it was inputting 800,000 a tick, which is way less than this thing can output. So that thing can now input as much as it wants to the machine, and it can output as much as it wants from the giant battery. But now, no power is going into this thing. Energy saturation should not go up even a tiny bit. Or... Really? I don't know what to do with this. 2,000 a tick. Goes like that. It should... I don't know what to do about this. I can't turn back on the machine. Apply 2 million. And then as soon as I go to activate it, shut this off. Cool. No more power should be going in. Activate. Energy saturation still goes up. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. I can't even start the machine to get it back up and running. Cool. Where's the info on how to fix this? I just cannot find it. How do I fix this? Nope, that's not anything useful. A jump start. Yeah, put power into it. Take power out of it. You'll need energy not out, not output. I have energy out. It's just not taking out... It's not taking out the energy. So that doesn't help. What do you want, game? What do you want from me? So 1 second, I need to try and figure this out. It's just not happening right now, though. Oh no. Oh no, 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 oh no. Calculating time until explosion. Yeah, I tried messing with numbers, and I guess it worked. Hold on. Claim chunks. Deactivate. Force load. Force deload. Okay, cool. So we are going to go elsewhere. Farm. Oh, boy. So, turns out I did a stupid. I did a stupid. So, the problem is with energy saturation, more power goes in. That number is a problem because you need... words are hard. I panicked and freaked out. Okay. Where is it? It's claimed, except for that one. It should not be loaded in, and in fact, the reactor itself shouldn't be loaded in at all times anyways. So, you want more power in... You want enough power in to protect the shields, but you want enough power out to keep energy saturation low. What I had at like 20 million out and 2 million in was apparently not enough, and that's why saturation went up. So I did a stupid and set the number out to 100 million. Yeah, that's the result of what we just saw. So, that is going to go boom. there is no stopping that from going boom. Apparently we have time until it goes boom though. So, let's continue down through this thing I'm looking at to, oh no, that's the wrong one. Let's see, where did it go? I looked up a couple different things. So this thing I was looking at has a safety/trolling section. So, if it goes boom, there's no saving it. If it has a countdown to when it's going to go boom, that's it. You cannot save the reactor. It is going to explode. But apparently there's ways to mediate risk. So, if you're running AE2 and you have like the spatial stuff, apparently you can move it into the spatial dimension and it will go boom in there. We are not set up to do that though. So that's kind of out of the question. But apparently, and this part's actually kind of funny. Let's look up for cardboard boxes real quick. Cardboard boxes. Cardboard. I don't know if the create ones work. I'll need to look up to see if those work as well. But the block of cardboard box from mechanism. So sawdust gets turned into a cardboard box. Does it actually show up in the mechanism thing? Let's see, cardboard, there's the cardboard box. Only one of the most powerful tools in all of modded Minecraft, the cardboard box. These are made with very simple ingredients, just 4 sawdust. Sawdust is made from putting sticks into a precision sawmill. Yeah, right-click a block with it, and the block will be placed into the cardboard box. Now we can break the cardboard box and move the block by placing it again, and right-clicking it to remove the box. Cool. The sawdust. Actually, it uses any kind of sawdust, although most of them don't appear to work. So that sort of sawdust. Sawdust from you. Precision sawmill. Relatively cheap. I just need to get some basic control circuits. Oh yeah, all my mechanism stuff is over there. You know, where things are about to go boom. I think I have some osmium left over somewheres. How do I get the other sawdust? A sawdust from you with this sawmill. That looks much cheaper. Just put in a log and you'll get some of them. So sawmill, stone cutter, pieces of wood, and iron planks. So that's not the one I want. Sawmill. Come on. Sawmill. Where is it? Where is it? This. Cool, I'm gonna need more planks in there. Stone cutter's cheap enough, though. Grab out planks. 1, 2. Ow. This should get us our sawmill. Where did it go again? Sawmill. There. Now, any planks will do, I think, right? 1, 2. Those get put in. Progress will slowly go through. And then we'll get 4 pieces of sawdust, right? Yep, 2. Oh boy. So, yeah. This whole test did not go well. Thankfully, I do have I think it's just the core that goes boom. Cardboard box. Cool, simple enough. So, if I'm fast with this, and let me double check this. I'm grabbing the core specifically, right? Another way is to build a spatial pylon from E2 around it, and if it does have a meltdown, just teleport the entire reactor into the sky. But the easiest and cheapest way to counter the meltdown are cardboard boxes from mechanism. Make sure there is some near your reactor, because you can pick up the reactor, and pick it up during a meltdown and put it into a cardboard box. What am I grabbing specifically? I don't know what part I'm grabbing. I think it's the core. I am fairly sure I'm grabbing the core. You know, the invisible part, the one I can't see. So, let's go. Let's go. Okay, got it. Draconic reactor core. It's picked up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna need to make more of these. Where are we dropping this? what are we turning into a crater? Where is this going? Um, hmm. Is there a dimension? Do we want to head to the Twilight with it? Sure, let's head to the Twilight with it. We'll get to see a boom today. So if that's saved, I can reactivate this area, can I? I, I thought I had broken something. Oh, I broke the switch. That didn't actually cause the meltdown. Cool. So let's actually claim these chunks real quick. Most of these are going to have to be force loaded, but I'm going to have to either change that number or decide on some things. Cool. Now, let's head back here. This specific chunk right here with the battery, this one needs to be force loaded right now. So, chain that shift click, shift click, shift click, all those. Yeah, let's just go with that. That's like the most important stuff that needs to be chunk loaded. I'll fix it later on. Head to the farm. Where did I put my Twilight portal? I just sort of placed it somewhere because I wasn't too bothered with it, didn't I? I don't know. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. The thing is, I didn't even just find it. What I did was I went in here and whoops, I just minimized the game. I went in here and teleported to the exit and then went back through. That was the only way I could find it because of how these saplings grew around it. Anyways, let's go through. Let's get away from the portal a little bit. Oh yeah, let's turn that back on as well. What is... Oh, those are the birds, okay. So the exit is there. I have no idea how big this explosion is going to be. I do assume it is still gonna go boom, though. I don't think I have any capture cells on me right now, so I can't take any of the animals with me. I don't... This looks as good a place as any, I think. I'll take the firefly jars. Just because. Now, is there anything very specifically right here that I don't want getting exploded? I would love to take the squirrels. I have 5 empty capture cells. I'll capture what little animal friends I can real quick, and then we're making this whole area go boom. Come on. Oh, there's quite a bit of lag. Okay, then. I'll see you when things work themselves out, I guess. Okay, we good? The game is still really not that happy, but I did save whatever animals I could. Let's just do it. I think I'm gonna have to break the, I want to take this rope too? Sure, why not? It looks kind of cool. Anyways, do I just break the, how does this work? Moving day. I think I just crashed the game. 1 second. Are we good? I don't know if we're good. I didn't crash, but the game is not happy with me, that's for sure. It's here. You can just see the core. I have no idea if this is gonna melt down at some point. So... I don't know. It didn't have an estimated time till explosion when I captured it, and I can't check the thing now. So it really is just determining whether or not this is going to explode. I can't even see it. So eventually this area could just become a crater and there's nothing I can do to know what's even happening. So... I don't know. I'm gonna wait here for a few moments and hopefully capture an explosion. Otherwise we're gonna end off. Okay, the noises are definitely getting more, unsettlingly loud and angry. I think I saw something that says it takes 2 minutes rather. I imagine I must be approaching that. Let's see, as I'm just like sort of sitting here waiting, can I find it again? Where did I see that thing that says it blows up after 2 minutes? Let's see, let's see. Does this say anything? I don't know. That doesn't say anything about meltdown. I can't find something again that says how long it takes to melt down. But I believe the thing I saw said meltdown usually happens after 2 minutes, and you do get a countdown to it in the actual description thing for the core, if you could look at it. But the audio cues are definitely getting angrier. So, yeah. I guess I'll do my outro and we'll just wait for this to explode. I have a feeling it's coming soon. So, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. Enjoy the explosion, hopefully. There it is. Oh. Oh. I saw something that said 16 chunks. That was a literal flashbang. Like, I was looking down. I spent like a minute. I just let it run for like a minute without me doing anything just to see. Can I? Oh. Oh my. Oh yeah, yeah. Of course I'm dead. Did you see what just happened there? Of course I died. Hold on. Yeah, we're not done for the day. Of course we're not done for the day. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. As expected, I was sort of expecting this to be how it goes. So, the fission reactor for mechanism, if that melts down, essentially you get Chernobyl. If this thing melts down, you get Hiroshima. Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. I wasn't sure how big it was gonna be. Oh my. Oh, oh my. Let's see. Um, I saw something that said 16 chunks. This thing destroys a 16 chunk area. The only reason this area looks somewhat fine is because there's water. Okay, so I'm assuming it passed somewheres off on this edge. Oh, you can still see the destruction along the edge here. Um, yeah. Yeah, this is about the other side of it. And this is, let's see, 13, about 5250 is like the furthest point of it. 5250, all the way around, all the way over here. 5250 to, yeah, that's like 700 blocks. It's just shy of 700 blocks radius, just gone. And it basically creates a volcano in the middle. Oh my goodness. That's something. Yeah, we need to keep a cardboard box on us at all times while messing with this reactor. Oh my. That was so cool. That was so cool, but so terrifying at the same time. Oh my goodness. I was gonna give it to like the like inputs. I really wish we could have seen like the actual reactor in person, but I guess the aftermath of an explosion works just as well. Anyways, for real now, take care everybody. I guess I'm gonna go make another core and we're gonna set it up and hopefully not go boom next time too. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Starfilled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care everybody.